The first heroes I mained in Dota were Slark and Invoker. Because I always liked Invoker from Dota 1.
Sniper. Probably Magnus and like Templar Assassin.
I changed role. I used to play mid. My mains on mid was Shadow Fiend, Invoker, even when Invoker wasn't popular. But when I changed to support, it was Rubik and Wisp, and those kind of just stuck. Even until now, I just added on to that. But those were like from the start of my support role.
I think my first hero was Vengeful Spirit.
Ooh, I played Dota a long time ago.
It's pretty obvious for me. It was Tinker. I spammed that a lot. Back then I was like a mid/carry player, like playing those like flashy heroes. Yeah, it was mainly Tinker, and then I played a lot of Storm and Invoker as well. Invoker came a bit later, but yeah, and then Naga came after those two. Naga, it was a hero I learned like maybe after 2 years or something, and then we realized, like after watching Miracle play Naga Siren from C, my teammates told me to try this hero out, and then yeah, I gradually learned some Naga.
My favorite heroes were Rubik, Earthshaker, and Enigma.
I really like those Spectre, Wraith King, Skeleton King back then.
When I first started playing Dota, I wanted to go pro no matter what, and I was confident and willing to play any position, so I actually always picked every hero. There wasn't any hero I mained. Yeah.
Welcome back to ESL One Katowice 2018. What was your first hero? A good question for all of the players. Of course, and no surprise to see we had a Tinker spammer in there. I used to like KP, but not anymore. Welcome back to the desk as well. 3 members on this desk. What did you guys lose your virginity to in Dota 2, Alan?
I think the first hero, the first hero I played ever was a Tidehunter.
Okay.
It was a bad scene.
All right. Cap?
I don't want to talk about it.
Cap, well, you've drifted all over the lanes, haven't you, over the years? So what did you start with?
So if it's actually Dota, like going all the way back to Dota,
absolutely.
it was the Space Marine with all the auras and Windwalk.
Holy Moses.
That hero's no longer in.
Fault is like, what?
I mean, I remember, I don't know, that was 15 years ago. I have no idea what I played first. I don't even know what was in the game at that point. It was like, there was like 27 heroes, and they weren't even what they were now. So
yeah, I took Loda's advice and started on Mirana. But that wasn't that far, it wasn't that far back. It's only like 5 years ago, so not that far ago. But that was all right. It was okay at the time. It wasn't great, but it was okay. I had fun.
Hero.
Why? Why did he say Mirana, out of curiosity?
I think it was because he asked me what I'd played in League, and I'd played a lot of Nidalee, and he was kind of like, there's not really anything.
Okay, so he was like, he gave you something with a skill shot.
Right, exactly, and that's what he was saying. Probably best with a skill shot. So, yeah, that's where we went. Always very interesting to find out what the pros all started on, what they are now. It's like, you look at KP, and you're like, Tinker spammer, huh?
But it might have been when Tinker...
Magnus, S4, you're like, makes sense.
But you know, it might have been, he said Tinker, but it might have been when Tinker was completely different, when people were like, wait, you don't buy boots of travel.
Yeah, boots of travel wasn't a thing.
What is this item? We can refresh boots of travel? That's, 12 years ago or something, but still, that was some good times.
Yeah, some good fun answers in that one. Let's get into our draft for game number 2. A lot of work here for the Secret Boys, Alan.
Yeah, I think it boils down to the lanes. I really do. If you look at Liquid's opening 3 bans, the Rubik, the Sand King, and the Bane, particularly the latter 2, I think they were thinking a lot about the lanes, and then they picked the Razor, and that was going to be their emphasis on the entire draft. And we talk about Undying as a support that's very powerful in the laning phase. Tusk support that I think is best when he's roaming, but Liquid, I think, had the better of the lanes, and they had the better of the mid-game matchups throughout the draft.
Was there any key areas fogged in that draft that you feel like Secret can exploit from a Liquid point of view?
Wait, what?
So from Secret's point of view, is there anything in Liquid's draft that they can exploit?
So when you were watching Liquid and they were just stomping all over Secret, you were like,
was there anything in there?
Oh, that's a weakness right there.
The one thing is that they needed, I think it's the same thing always for Meepo, is they had to have just an explosive Meepo game. He had to get out of control. He had to be level 25 by 23 minutes or so, and I think the Meepo actually could have decent matchups versus the Phantom Lancer if he gets online like that, but they just didn't allow him to. So for me, like Alan was saying, I think adjust the lanes, and again, I'm going to reiterate what I said before the draft, before the game's even started, get fought on a hero that he can actually have a presence on in the game.
I mean, the mind-blowing thing is, Meepo just got crushed by a team that had 0 stuns.
Yep.
That's a good point, yeah.
I am not a big fan of Storm Spirit right now. I know Secret is just like kind of all about it. I don't think there was a problem with their opener. Like, I'm still, like, Undying is obviously still a question mark, but Secret felt good about it, so whatever. Tusk Undying, sure. then they follow that up with Storm and then Underlord. And I think that's like too slow, especially against Liquid. I think they're really good at being able to exploit slow lineups like that.
Do you feel like maybe they just thought we can soak it up? And that maybe stops Liquid playing? Even though it didn't, we know that now, but hindsight's great. Do you think maybe that was the thought process behind it? Was like,
yeah,
okay,
I'm sure there's many reasons.
We can soak this up now, and
Underlord, it gives you this like ability to defend towers and maybe give you some split push and that sort of thing. So maybe they thought it was going to be enough to buy them time for the Storm and the Meepo, but
I like that they banned the IO. I think that's actually what caused the majority of the problems. I'm sure like the Enchantress and everybody, they all popped off, but I think GH just enabled them to be able to snowball so out of control that Secret had no chance back in it.
Yeah, I just think when you talk about IO and Coddle, the first 2 bans by Secret, I think for those 2 heroes, for Liquid, those are like tempo shifters. They're heroes that they can take either at the beginning or even at the end of the draft and change the speed at which their entire lineup plays. And from the time that IO got picked, their team just felt so fast.
Phantom Lancer is a great example of that. PL is not some hero that can just be so aggressive until he has a Wisp backing up. All of a sudden, you no longer have to worry about HP. You're constantly throwing lances around.
I mean, he's chasing people across the map.
It's similar to when I used to see them pick Sven a lot in the mid lane for Miracle. And the Sven, you're like, oh, this hero's not fast. And then he's godlike by 14 minutes because this IO just has him diving towers and running past everything.
Or remember way back when Evil Geniuses would run it with a Train Protector, all of a sudden you just become an unbeatable combination at the start of the game.
Wow.
Shaker first pick.
And this is how they opened the draft in the final game against Fnatic last night with the first pick Earthshaker.
So you probably just get Razor again, right? To guard yourself against Lone Druid?
I mean, that's how Fnatic responded, and yeah, I think so.
Super strong hero, Razor, yeah. Wouldn't see why not.
I don't think teams have figured out, and that's evidenced by the stats that I gave earlier, I don't think teams have figured out how to punish a Razor open. There are so few heroes in the pool that by themselves feel like they shut a Razor down. And you can handle the hero, but there's not that one glaring counter pick to me.
So Naga and Disruptor are both reaction heroes.
Yeah.
That are still out there as well.
I was thinking they could do something just like Razor Sand King or something along those lines, because the Sand King's left in this pool this time.
I liked Razor Tusk, but Razor Sand King sounds pretty good too.
Good Razor Rubik. Oh no, they banned it themselves.
Banned it, yeah, they're secret.
Why do we not see so many Razor Viper games anymore? It used to be kind of like the same thing, didn't it?
It's very
like one cancels out the other.
It's not quite as similar as it once was, but it's very hard to pick 2 heroes that do I think, right?
You mean the versus like Razor and
against each other?
Because
I like to compare it to the Batten versus Omni, where one's just a worse version of the hero.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long ago, was it, that they were pretty similar?
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of patches ago. So the Naga for Liquid.
Another hero that teams have had a hard time finding an answer for.
Yeah. Yeah, we were going through, you weren't with us earlier, Kat, but we were going through win rates. DK 72%, Razor 78%, Naga 69%, Bane 69%, ET 72%.
Yeah,
all of those picked more than 13 times this event.
And those are, just this event. I mean, if you were going through, I made a list going through the patch statistics, ELO adjusted. My S tier heroes right now are Tiny DK, Terrorblade, Elder Titan, and Beastmaster, with kind of Lycan maybe
you don't
still
have Razor
there on the question mark. Razor's there. Yeah, I think he's got to be there after this tournament.
After Genting as well too.
He was being picked in the first phase a lot in Genting, but his win rate was not nearly as gaudy.
Fair.
I mean, I think it looked like after Genting teams knew how to handle him, but not here.
Yeah.
So Secret, they do the liquid response to the first opener with Razor. Take a TB in your start, so you can actually have a hero that deals with that hero. They have to take out the Disruptor. There's already a Naga on Liquid, and Liquid take out the Bat.
And do you as Secret take out the Tinker? That's the question to me.
I think Liquid is, I'm going to say it again, like, I think they're just making Fada have this miserable game. Look at those bans, and they do take out the Tinker. from Secret. And Liquid, their bans. So they ban out the Nature's Prophet and the Batrider, the two off-lane heroes that can actually do something versus Razor. So now it puts Fada on the back foot. What is Fada gonna play to be able to actually have a game versus this Razor?
Yeah, I think the Nature's Prophet ban in particular is just a great read. Now the Batrider ban also frees you up to do something like something a little unusual, like a life stealer. Oh no, that's the other way around.
No team one. No, neither team wants life stealer.
No, that hero is just so
versus TB
susceptible to
versus Razor. Both of them
countered.
just hard counter. So they get the disruptors banned. So
I was gonna
Jakiro
say
Naga.
Jakiro too. That hero's dope with Naga Siren, and I think it works really well against TB.
Yeah.
The DK's still out there. Right.
I like DK a lot for Liquid.
I like DK a lot for Liquid. Always like it versus the Terrorblade. But then in turn, like, Secret may do the... Oh, I guess you can't do Ursa.
I think Secret could take DK themselves.
Razor
here.
and Naga. You like what, Alan?
I like DK for Secret right here. You guys were talking about it for Liquid, right?
Yeah, we're talking about it for Liquid.
I like it for Secret right here, just because it... okay, well, look. We talked about the big adjustment for Secret, pay more attention to the lanes. This is the support that pays more attention to the lanes. It's going to shore up at least one of your 3 lanes, guaranteed.
It doesn't stop people from running at you, though. And Liquid's lane up is pretty run at you so far.
I guess it shares up lanes, but
give it a switcheroo. Go gyrocopter instead of DK now.
I have not seen Lich in ages.
Have we even seen a Lich this tournament?
We definitely have not seen it this tournament.
No.
I don't know how many times we've even seen it this patch.
Yeah, it is the 92nd pick of this tournament.
Oh, wow, okay, yeah. Lich has not been picked in Pro Dota 2 in 7.09. 107 drafts so far.
Yeah. I think this is also another, this could be another deny pick here. Liquid taking the Enchantress, this is Mind Control's, this is Mind Control's hero now. If Fada did want to run that one, now they can't. And that's one of the other heroes that you can actually play versus Razor in the laning phase.
And you can just go ahead and keep grabbing TB illusions, right?
Yeah.
Man.
They've already got so much magic damage, now pure damage. I feel like the Lich is...
And Enchantress dispels as well, so you can dispel that Lich armor.
I think Kuro just got mad after losing to Vici the other day. These drafts have just... Yikes.
Well, the Ursa is better now because of the Enchantress, but it's still not great for Naga and Razor.
Where do these heroes go for Liquid? Because there is a little bit of flex in there, isn't there?
Okay, so again, same principle here as against the Terrorblade. The Pugna could threaten the Enchantress with just burst damage alone.
Lanes, I'd say Liquid. I think the Razor's still flexible, but I think the other 3 we kind of know, right? Yeah, which is going to be Kuroki, Jakiro, more than likely, unless some bizarre stuff happens. GH, Naga, and Control Enchantress.
Now, what we don't know is, do you think they're going to go full on aggro try? Because I think I think this is a fearsome aggressive trial.
I think you've got just as easily dual lane.
You've got a lot of options versus Shaker Lich. They don't contribute a whole lot in the laning phase.
Yeah.
One's a walking fissure, the other one just kind of denies waves and pulls it back.
You can get really greedy and dual lane and try and win 2 out of 3 of your lanes.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. No, I think that's a really key point that you guys just made. That Lich and Earthshaker, they can be okay, but they do one thing. They're not flexible in their laning potential.
So they take out the Ursa anyway, like you were saying. Great versus the Enchantress. It's one of those heroes that you can burst the Razor before the link actually matters.
Pugna kind of guards against both the OD and the Invoker, which I think were
possibles,
potential last picks for Miracle.
How does the Morph look for Liquid?
I haven't seen that here in a while.
Well, we've seen it a couple of times against TBs. Yeah, and it's worked very well.
Okay.
And it's a popular Miracle hero recently too.
To me, Morphling is a hero that you take when you're really confident that your lanes are locked down, and I think that is true right here. So it's definitely got to be on the table.
ban the
Find
tier.
out what Secret's 5th is.
Okay, that's a pretty good ban.
What do they want? Some Shadow Fiend?
SF, are they even setting up for an Invoker here? Oh, that's gotta be terrible, though.
10 seconds remaining.
I don't want them to pick Invoker Terrorblade
he'd-
together.
He'd get run out of lane, yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
It's the Luna.
What?
Lena.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll go Lena then.
All in burst damage, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pugna
That's,
Lena, they're trying to actually be able to deal with this Razor, so they don't have
That's the
anyone.
first time Lena at this event as well.
Yep.
We've had 4 brand new heroes in 2 games.
And I'm sure this is a core Lena.
Yes.
I'm certain. Okay.
10 seconds
I-
remaining.
Has to be with that Shaker and Lich, doesn't it?
Yeah, they need a magic damage
Yes.
dealing core.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to go Gyro and like mid TD or
Well,
something.
and it's the same principle as the Ursa, right? The fiery soul stacks give you the attack speed to potentially get through the Enchantress.
So, a miracle hero for Liquid.
I think you can pick whatever you want.
Could they take the Gyro?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. That's like it's in his top 5, and it's just kind of a safe round out your lineup kind of hero.
I'd love to see them off.
I would like something more durable.
I guess you could take Sven.
They take the Shadow
Alright.
Fiend.
Okay.
A little bit more standard.
BKB cores
Wow.
versus Lena Pugna cores, because Pugna's going to be that off lane, Lena's going to be mid.
Very classic matchup in this particular one. So, draft done. Alan, we'll start with you.
I don't want to make the same mistake I made the first time. I think there's definitely potential here if Secret gets off to a really good start in the laning phase. They've got just a lot of burst damage. They're going to be able to bring down these heroes, but I just think Liquid have the lanes so well constructed here. I'm going to go Liquid.
Okay, I think I'm getting a 1-1 vibe from the middle of the desk.
Wait, you thought I was just going to go the opposite of Alan?
I thought you were doing 1-1.
No.
Okay, all right.
I was going
Which
Liquid.
way?
Liquid.
Liquid? All right.
I'm going Liquid as well. They've got a more normal draft. The Secrets is
A
very
normal draft, a
Secrets is
standard
very-
Liquid draft.
Secrets is very unordinary. We've got a Lich and Lena.
They've got They've got 2 do-nothing supports.
Whew. You're on the do-nothing train today.
Do
you are.
nothing.
He's on the do-nothing train. 2 men that aren't on the do-nothing train are in the caster room right now, waiting to bring you game number 2. Is this going to be the fastest payday of your careers?
I don't care about the payday. I care about actually doing something. I want to cast a really fantastic series.
You've got a Lich Lena.
Yeah, I'm more excited about the Pugna Lena, at least on that front, because at least it gets some amplified burst damage of some sort. But yeah, Blitz, what do you think? Like the panel all seem to be swinging the way of Team Liquid. Better execution, very solid draft. Everything looks great. Team Secret. What is that?
Let's go Secret, dude.
Let's Secret. Yeah.
I think TB is very good against Shadow Fiend. I think Secret. I'm gonna go against the grain here.
I feel like I was just forced into that just so a ride or die kind of thing just there. But I
go with me, Toby.
I'm not feeling the same type of confidence that
Why?
you seem to be.
When Toby,
when have you ever led me wrong?
Yeah.
I see. Ever since I doubted MVP, I have a hard time ever doubting you.
Oh, that was.
But this time
that was
you
a
gave,
glorious story.
Am
I allowed to tell that?
Yeah, you can tell that.
Okay.
I'm okay with that. I learned a good lesson from this story.
I like that you're so confident, because if you were embarrassed about it, that means like you didn't learn from it, right?
Yeah.
It's like we all have those moments in life where we say something stupid and it'll come back to bite you, but as long as you're okay with it.
Yeah,
so
I'm fine. Tell the story, Blitz. Tell the story.
It was before TI. It was a TI4 or something like that, and we're about to cast like MVP versus VP or something like that, and Toby says, yeah, MVP is gonna get stomped, just whatever. And I told Toby, I was like, yo, they've been actually doing pretty well. Like, they apparently beat DK in some scrims, and at the time DK was very good. And Toby's like, that's a bald-faced lie. There's no way that they did that. This is gonna be really quick. Why are they even here? They need to we need to get this over with. There's a waste of time. And then MVP stomped VP so hard.
They did.
It was glorious, but he just like Toby took it on the chin. He immediately was like, I was wrong. Damn.
It was actually great timing for me too, because that was around the same time as I was just like, man, I already know the results is going to come from all of this, and it checks yourself before you wreck yourself.
Yes.
Like that's what it does. Like it's like, you know what? I'm not going to believe that this team is going to win just because they've gone for the standard draft, a really fantastic lane. Like anything is possible. Mid one, fantastic mid player. I actually like having Yapsor. Like Cap was saying, a do-nothing hero? Bullshit. You got an ES that can rotate around the lane. Of course, Fada, this is not so nice for him. This is just all-out attacks. Yeah, he's like, Decrepify. I can at least do some way. He's actually salving through this. Yapsor doesn't have mana for the fissure right now. The GH is pretty low, and Fada just Decrepify salved Liquid's gank away.
And that is why you save your skill point.
Yep.
Very well done. But yeah, it's like, every time we have those moments in Dota where we think that the narrative is just done, you know, one team is going to lose to another. Ah, this team's garbage, this team's good.
Yep.
Fnatic's bad, Secret's the best. There's no reason to play this game. But it never works out like that, which is why it's such a beautiful game. And very nice save from Fada there.
It's actually kind of hilarious too when you think about it, with like where Secret has now found themselves. After yesterday, you talk about Fnatic, like, yeah, Secret's the best, Fnatic's going to lose. And then Secret find themselves after a crushing game one staring down the barrel of elimination, when you're like, maybe Fnatic, no one was thinking that they would claim points from this competition. In fact, maybe you're thinking Mineski. It's just like, you know what? Gross generalization out the window. No one can think this. Great. Then everyone else is right.
Feels like a really nice era of Dota. It feels, for me, like a golden era because everyone is good.
Yep.
Like, Mineski almost beat Liquid at Starlighter. They had very good games against them. And now they get just bounced like that.
And it's coming from every region as well.
Yeah,
like we're not just locked in and saying, oh, it's the Chinese power. Like, it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Even NA is kind of representing.
True.
It wasn't on the first day, but
yeah, it was optic and complexity definitely.
Dude, EG lost too. Like
yeah, and EG.
But it's getting better.
Hey, EG turned it around today, right?
Yeah. They turned it on the last few days.
Spirit. Yeah.
Let's go.
America.
I want one from every region.
Yep. That's what we need.
But in this game so far, much better laning phase.
Yeah.
So far from Team Secret.
Well, there seems to be a lot more stable on the bot lane, at least. In fact, you've got the Lich as well as the Terrorblade. This is almost ensuring the Terrorblade's having a good start. And the Enchantress, Mind Control is still getting a decent amount out of this lane. Like, it's not like he's going to die. But at least it's making it so that it's not like Liquid win all 3 lanes and we're done by 20 minutes. And how's mid one, 14-2 against the 11-1. Miracle's starting to build up a couple more souls now, so this will be a little bit more troublesome for mid one. But how do you actually feel about this matchup, SF versus Lina? It's a thing of the past, but how does it work in the present? Ice path, it's snared. Not the greatest chain though, so.
Lina's a very fast
top lane, but Tubberman locked in a corner. Yapsor's got the bonus damage. Fada sees a little bit more, and Yapsor will spill the first blood up on the top lane.
That's what I'm talking about, Toby.
And he's actually really close to his arcane boots. Like, Mr. Do-Nothing support has just done something.
Do-Nothing support. Analyst said 3-0 to like Toby. We were, come on, man. I told you, ride or die with me.
I'm riding, bro. I'm riding.
Let's go.
I just want a good game, so I don't care if we're going to make a deal with the devil in order to enjoy that. But sure, let's do it.
Former joint Doters unite.
I thought we're shitting on Cap, not helping him. Fada, static link. Matumbaman's going to do some good work here as Kuro. Waiting for the ice path. It'll connect. Yapsor just needs to buy some time, but Matumbaman's still on 112 points of damage. Decrepify and TP out again. Was it Nahaz saying, like, what's the counter to the Razor, like the first phase Razor? How do you counter him doing damage? Decrepify seems to be doing a pretty damn good job right now.
Yeah, and so far in this tournament, we've seen the counter to TP as you pressure him very heavily in the laning phase so that he never gets the tempo at all. Like, this hero, when you let him get online, Toby looks like the best hero in Dota, but when you don't let him get online and you can deal with him, you can slow him down so much, then he doesn't really provide anything in the way of team fights, and that's how teams have beaten him so far and made him look very average. In this game, they've secured him a very good start. Yeah. Not the kind of Enchantress game that Mind Control had last game where he was able to just dominate. In this one, much more active is up at top. Gonna cop a lot of harasses. Yapsor already has arcane boots, like you pointed out.
Yeah. He got the boost to start with. This is always that sacrifice the Puppy makes in the lane, mid lane, mid one. TP support's
Very
coming
nice
in.
stun.
That Light Strike Array stopping Miracle from getting that level 3 raise combination to mid one, which would have ensured death.
That would have 100% killed him if he misses that stun there. But really good presence of mind to not just try to walk away.
Matubberman's going again on Fada. This time he decrepifies Matubberman. You know what this actually, like, remember when, it was Pugna 4 positions that were rotating around. It's just used for his decrepify. Just amplify up for all the magical burst damage that's there. But even the combination with things like Fissure, when Laguna Blade is going to be available, Fada's early rotations can really enable Team Secret to do a lot of damage. And heroes like Enchantress, who went 4 points up in, oh god, another good Fissure block. The 4 points up in Untouchable in the last game doesn't seem to be as effective this game.
Yeah, this game, they just can't really abuse anything because they're not really trying to fight him at all.
GH. Oh, that static link.
Break.
Yeah, he was right on the edge. Max range.
This is why Pugna is such a good side laner, because he's so fast. Like, so the move speed just makes it so that it's very hard to gank or get on top of him as former teammates.
I love this Dire Observer Ward up on top as well. Like, he backed up the second he sees Kuro walk underneath it. And it's so far up that it's unlikely he'll ever get dewarded. The Fissure combinations, the Blast, the Tummerman, down to 270 again. Having to get Shared Tango sustained.
Oh,
Ace! Main one comes in to get the kill secure with his Laguna Blade.
That was distance. At the last second you saw, he's like, I have regrets, and he tried turning to face into the spear because I think he realized at the last second that was going to deal enough, but very sudden kill, and at least mid one got the return, but a much more controlled game this time around from Team Secret. This is what they look like when they actually get to play Dota as Miracle. He's going to have to dodge the stun. He's copying a lot of damage.
Now he's going to cop it. The Frost Blast was already committed, so he didn't have the movement speed to try and dodge. So now mid one, not only does he kill off the bottom lane Enchantress, which he gets solo experience for as well, he now gets the shared experience for the death of the SF.
And this is why it was, you know, that was more of an outdraft than an outplay in the last game. Secret were, and they looked bad because they just got outdrafted. Their heroes couldn't do anything. This time around, it feels like their two supports have a game. They can go around the map killing the enemy side lane. They can kill mid. Like, they have options in this game. Whereas in last game, it felt like no matter what they did, they just weren't going to get anything done. This time around, they actually have place to make as mid. Puppy goes down.
Yeah, problematic for him, but mid one gets the rebuttal. Laguna Blade, nice low cooldown. Mid one hits the Light Strike Array. The creep wave is currently tanking up the tower. Mid one so low, the razors will connect. Miracle will get the kill. He had one charges up his sleeve. So a little bit more life to play with the mid one. He really needed that tower to help him. And the cancel TP from Puppy. He was TPing to the tier 1 tower. Now he can't even get back to defend. We also have a little bit of a lane rotation as Fada is now on bottom lane, trying to do something about mind control. And they're giving space for Yapso to get the Blink Dagger. They're investing into their support now, Team Secret.
Very much like this mid duel, though, that's going on. First mid one outplays
Fada.
Miracle, and then the other thing happens is...
I think they're looking to go again. Fada's pretty low. They have to actually go for that stun from Yapso, but Rakuro hovering around. Fada can back up. There's no Shrine available, however.
It's just mid lane, Miracle. Interestingly enough, gonna go for a bottle. Very rarely do we see that nowadays. Seems to have exited the meta for the most part, but against the heavy spam in the Lina, feels like he needs it as mid one. Kick him out.
How else do you find that sustain? Decrepify, Blast. Fissure doesn't hold mind control in long enough for the train to really do enough work from Fada.
This time around, though, they have Magic Burst, which is something they sorely lacked in the last game. Like, what are you supposed to do against that hero otherwise as Ace? Early jungle. This time when he was early jungling, the other core on his team also had to jungle. And Fada had one of the worst matchups in Pit Lord versus Razor. This time around, people can actually lane on his team as Kuro.
Oh, that's nice. There's that combination from Team Secret.
Wish I could say that I'll miss you.
Decrepify, Fissure, Blast, plus the life drain. And they're doing all of this underneath the tier 1 tower, so they're looking for the push. Fada, however, I don't know if he's ready to battle against Mind Controller. Maybe he is. Decrepify, Blast, the Fissure comes in. Light Strike Array, mid one. They're at the right time, but they still have to battle through both the sprites and the 4 points up in Untouchable. Making life difficult as Puppy brings in a quick pause. Small little spike. Kuro did TP himself in. 2 points Dual Breath, 2 points Ice Path. Maybe enough to cause some problems for Fada.
Yeah. Still, that bottom gank, mid one's first with. When it comes
back
to
into
ganks
the fight
in this
now.
game. And now they're going to go for the turnaround as Mind Control. Just running at 3 heroes, this is the strength of the Enchantress, of course.
Mid one doesn't have enough mana to really continue to fight this. They've still got another 54 seconds before the Shrine's going to be up to get mana from there. GH starts his rotate over.
Look at this Earthshaker. Already at a K. Much better game than last game.
Yeah.
Although, with the game slowing down and Miracle able to just raise things out and taking that mid tower, it's going to be Liquid that take the very ever so slight gold lead.
Yep. I do like the fact they're trying to watch the comeback mechanics of Team Secret. So the observe walls that were planted got flagged out because GH got scouted by Ace. That was when Ace was being stalked by the Naga in the jungle. But now he just goes to a safer place. Double Ancients, farm that up to grab a 5 Blast Fissure. Keep the blast incoming the way of Mind Control. He's got Raindrops to try and protect him from this, but there's double Arcanes for this dual off lane. It's just never-ending spam, and Puppey can keep this top lane held back as well with the sacrificing.
This bottom lane, Mind Control, just sitting down here. They can't really kill each other as this SF does have his ulti. Miracle pinging out, but he is under vision of the sentry. Wanted to try to go for some kind of outplay as Puppey makes his escape.
Yeah, top lane dive not going to work. GH still only level 4, so doesn't have that Song of the Siren to do the cancel TPs. Pugna's actually TPing to the top lane. So now the dive has failed. They bring in the Pugna. And SF, he found his target. He found mid one, winds up
right
mid
on
one.
top.
The damage is way too much. No one charge is available for the Lina either, so there's no burst life to come his way. There's a huge solo kill for Miracle. And that TP support goes to the top lane now, so Yapsar and Fada almost holding hands as they head to the top lane.
That was a huge kill though. As a Lina, you can't really lose momentum against a Shadow Fiend because the Shadow Fiend is one of the best heroes in the game right now. At just you just continuously double nuke waves out, force the wave in, you force Lina to come back, and while you're doing that, the Shadow Fiend is just hitting Ancient Creeps, so he's getting double on the map than you. So all of those individual kills are going to make a huge difference, especially in XP too. As
it's reflected in the net worth, which we've got on the screen right now. 5.3k for the SF compared to the 4.2k of the Lina.
Yeah.
Top lane, they're draining again, this time onto GH. GH has the movement speed to escape. And then the Tranquil boost to heal back up again.
Yeah. This was more along the lines of what we expected though. Game 1 between these two titans of Dota 2 as mid 1. Now going to meet up with Ace.
Gotta be careful how close they get. They're going to come underneath the fresh observe wall that's been planted down by Team Liquid. They're pushing with Mind Control, Stolen Catapult. You know Puppey wants to slow this down, so they go for the blast onto Mind Control. Sprites up pretty quickly.
I think you should go... Oh, okay.
There's a double damage rate on Miracle. I don't know if they could really fight this.
Yeah. I was going to suggest MC just rush a Hood. I think if he gets a Hood in this game, he's unkillable. At least for the mid game. He wouldn't take a lot of damage. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think TV's going for a Hood himself.
Terrorblade.
Ring of Health and a Ring of Regen.
Looks like it. Unless he wants to try and change it up and he just needed the life for now.
I can't imagine that.
Dire are scanning.
Yapso's TPing out. They're trying to head towards bottom lane. As far as Radiant Vision, they don't seem... Hey, Yapso...
They're going to run into Ace?
Yeah, they're right underneath the tower. Ace is there. Frost actually ice pathed up. The Macropie well off target. The blast into Mind Control. Not enough damage, and Shadow Fiend does just TP back out again. But this port space, Matoverman's pressuring the top tier 1 tower.
He's getting a Yule Scepter himself. Speeds up, and it also allows him to get on top of that Pugna. When he uses the Decrep, he can just heals him up in the air, get on top of him, purge him off.
I think Puppey's going to finally get rid of that Observer Ward. 3 obs and a sentry coming out for him, so Team Secret have to start establishing map control, map vision at least.
Secret really want to take this mid tower with this Pugna, but in mid, Fada.
Yeah, that's problematic. Needs the drain for life, won't happen. Miracle gets the kill.
Very nice distance management on the raises as now Liquid. Just trying to build up this gold lead little by little, Toby. A second ago, it was barely 500 gold, and now it's 3K.
And the spike's coming up. Gold and experience. Team Secret just a couple of bad things going their way. They've still got more in their course than they had in the last game, so that's an upside. But 6.7k is the value for the SF. The Terrorblade still building up on the items, and he's actually got a Yule Scepter coming out for mid one right now.
Yeah.
So this is a nice increase, at least for mid one, to get better initiations off by himself.
Never discount the TB versus SF matchup, though. When you're playing SF, you eventually do have to try to go high ground. When Terrorblade just hits Reflection, he steals your aura, your negative armor. It makes it really hard for him to get into a straight-up fight. TB wrecks you in those.
Maybe that's also why they were focusing on Yapso getting his Blink Dagger. They need that jump initiation and not just this range spam that they're currently working with. Kuro's coming up, Sentry Ward down. Right on top of that Dire Observe Ward, however, Yule Scepter into the air. Light Striker Ray will connect, and damn. 4 points up and Decrepified. That's a lot of amplification. And goodbye.
Curl got straight up evaporated. They needed something like that, though. It had long been since they've gone to kill as Puppy up at top. Matama Man, he's got the Yule Scepter, though.
Oh, the early Yule's Matama Man interrupts Puppy. Good luck, Puppy.
He did not see that
Puppy.
coming. Latu having a very good series so far.
Such a wonderful cheap item as well for the Razor. He's not the first one to go. Actually, was he the one to do it 2 days ago?
I'm not certain. We didn't get to cover every game of their side.
I'm fairly certain it was him that actually played the Razor with the early Yule Scepter, and it was around this time as well. It's just like gank after gank after gank. It was either that or SECC.
If you think about it too, though, it's a nice item on Razor this game because his team lacks a lot of natural disables and TP cancels. I don't think in this game you want your SF to get one. And it puts you in a position where you set up for the Jakiro Ice Path, which is one of the best spells at dealing with the Terrorblade, by the way. Really like Jakiro versus Terrorblade. Because even when you Manta Split, you can somehow end up caught in the Ice Path. If you time it right as Jakiro, you can do it right as he's trying to Sunder.
You were kind of weirded out by, like, are you happy when the PL didn't buy Battle Fury, but now Terrorblade's going to go for a Battle Fury?
Okay. Casual Ring of Regen. He's had it in his inventory like for a while. I think he hemmed and hawed a little bit in this game. Like he was uncertain where things are going to lead to.
Is the Battle Fury really worth it when most of your damage during the team fights is going to be coming in from Metamorphosis?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to think about this right now.
Like it definitely means you're never going to be popping. Like what's the farm rate? Like the increase in farm rate, the pushback, is that then worth it?
Yeah. I think maybe he's... Huh.
The thought. I was joking about it with Fogged yesterday, talking about the old days when range heroes would buy Battle Fury just because it was really good damage and regen stats, but this is not the old days. Roshan's just beginning, but at the same time, 18 minutes in, Blink Dagger just got purchased up by Yapsor. The Courier's not bringing it out yet, and Team Liquid, they're just sitting in Roshan, bringing him down bit by bit.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's like, I can get a hood, but I think I need to scale a little bit more in this kind of game.
Puppy's coming over. This is going to be a little bit too late. All the Naga illusions are on the way. Roshan's too low. Secret not in any kind of position to fight this. And even a defensive Song of the Siren from GH. This is multiple layers of protection for Team Liquid.
Yep. This should be the tower, or the Roshan that gets them all the tier 2s, or at least attempt to. There's a point I want to make too, like when you're in these kinds of games and you have this much map control, you want to try to take the Roshans as fast as possible, especially when you think that the TB might outscale you. You want to make sure, Toby, that you get through things like quickly, because you want the it's never the first Roshan that ends the game unless the enemy team messes up. It's going to be the second one. So inherently you want the Aegis to start going on cooldown like as fast as possible. You want to get the next Roshan number 2 with the cheese going so that you can attempt these high grounds.
Is this smoke gank up on top going to work? Yapsor still has the blink dagger.
Who's going to get spotted?
There goes the Fissure. It's only on the creep wave. Decrepifying onto the Enchantress. More help is coming in now. Do you remember GH does not have that ultimate available as Miracle stunned up. Decrepifying blast down to 1/3 of his HP. Yapsor is still hiding in the trees, and he'll blink himself away from mind control. This is buying space for Ace to attack the tier 1 tower on bottom. Fortification will slow him up. Fortification is available for the Dire side as well if they do want to buy a little bit more time, and they're going to do so.
Oh, they use their fort. Liquid might see this and attempt to at least poke. They've got 2 levels of liquid fire, but no, they're going to disengage instead.
They're TPing the bottom lane. The Illusion's trying to kill off the bottom lane, and Kuro actually denies the bottom tower by ice pathing the Illusion.
Yeah. For Secret, the game plan is simple now. Hold the high ground, force Liquid into positions that they don't want to be in, where they're pushed into these like desperation moves, but I mean, Liquid's fine right now. They're
mind
really
control.
comfortable.
Mid one can Newell Scepter and initiate on this one. Line Striker ready to follow up. Support's coming in from Puppey, but for stuff. Enchantress gets the distance and now has the completed Hood of Defiance on her.
Does end up getting it, but Secret, just keep moving Liquid around the map. Let Ace shove out all the lanes, play him like you would a Tinker.
Yeah.
Allow him to get the heavy distribution of farm.
You got a pretty good gang squad. Like, a Dagon just got purchased up by Fada too.
Yeah, you need to get these individual pickoffs and just disappear. Some guerrilla warfare tactics. Because getting into a straight 5-on-5 engage will not go well for you unless they happen to get a really nice Echo Slam. But relying on that is a little bit rough here. And Ace, I think the upside of the Battle Fury is it allows you to farm without the use of the meta very quickly. It allows you to spam out the illusions too, high amount of mana regen, but the downside is it's not a fighting item.
Yeah, he needs time more than anything else. And Team Liquid, you know how they play this. They play it hard and fast, but 21 minutes in, the tier 3 towers are still up, which is better than we've had for most of the other series today. As Liquid group up in mid.
The downside of the Aegis, if there is any, is that it does make your team go for a 5-man because you don't want to blow any sort of advantages, which allows Secret to push in the bottom lane.
They're actually doing a decent push. Half of the life taken off the tier 2 tower. Team Liquid still thinking about going high ground. Now, YapzOr is baiting this. Like, they want to try and fight it out. Mid one starts his TP back now because they need some clearance beyond that of Frost Blast and Nether.
Yeah, this isn't easy, though. I don't think Liquid should go for this. There's Frost Armor on all the towers. All of their waves are going to get spammed out. And the longer that you delay this, it allows the TB to slowly catch up. Like, during this entire time you're 5-man, this Terrorblade is gaining advantages that...
He's just been farming the jungle the entire time. GH is sending illusions into the jungle to try and get a little bit of a reading on what Ace is up to, but he's in the Radiant jungle.
Yeah, you notice that Miracle's backed out of this. He's like, guys, this can't be worth it.
Yeah.
Because it's 5 heroes sharing 1 creep wave. They're not pressuring anywhere else on the map. Like, in this situation as a TB, you want the enemy team to 5-man because it relieves all the pressure. You know where everybody's going at all times.
Yep. GH has come to defend the bottom lane. YapzOr knows this, blinks deeper, and then TPs away to safety. But this is a good indication as well for Ace. So they added enough pressure on the bottom lane that has forced the rotation from Team Liquid to the south. Now, Team Secret can potentially make a play and come out of their base because the pressure is no longer on the tier 3 towers. Their moves are harder to read.
How much longer in Aegis?
Click on the SF and... Nope. Okay, fine. 3:30 until Roshan can respawn, so 30 seconds-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, Miracle's almost got that BKB. 700 gold away from completing it.
So we talked about how the first Roshan, as a team, you want to use it to take the tier 2s. The second one is the one where you're going to try to attempt to go high ground. Liquid right now are trying to corral Secret back into their base during this time. You're trying to make it so that the TB has to do plays like this where he feels uncomfortable, he's got to move around the map. Because when you just go top as 5, like, it opens up the map so much for him.
I like how cheeky both TB as well as Lina, mid one's playing. Like, they're TPing up now, they have a dire Observe wards, they see Kuro, the Observer and Sentry from Liquid. He's a little bit further to the side, and okay, the pings are coming out from GH. It's like, okay guys, they definitely see us. Sentry wards down, Observer wards dewarded, and this will pretty much ensure that tier 2 tower in the bottom lane will fall.
Yeah, look at Ace though.
Yep, instantly up to the top.
He's like, this is I have to do so much work in this game, so I just have to power farm, hope for the best, hope my team doesn't get killed. That's the big thing, is giving up towers is whatever at this point. It's losing any of your high ground defense heroes outside the base could potentially just end the game, because he's not quite in fighting shape yet.
Do you like Fada's like going up higher levels up in the Dagon? Like, is Dagon level 1 normally where you sit and then you look for other items?
Yeah, Dagon's a sick high ground item for Pugman. Because if you force somebody into a situation where they're just instantly half HP, like imagine this scenario: you're a Shadow Fiend, you don't want to pop your BKB, you go high ground, you get Decrep Dagon in half a second, you're at half health now.
Yep.
Now you're in a wonky position where you don't really want to continue, but you also don't want to be forced, especially in team fights, to just preemptively BKB. Because Pugna is such a fast hero that it's very low risk for him to do so. Yep. Especially with the Aether Lens, like he can do it from a really good distance.
And they're 10-second BKBs as well. That's a lot to burn for just a little bit of harassment from a Pugna. But you got to give so much props to Team Secret. Like, yeah, okay, we look at the next Roshan as the one where Team Liquid want to try and push up high ground and take the tier 3 tower. But Terrorblade, he's gotten so much space, having more net worth than the Razor now. Still behind there, the SF, but Battle Fury, SMY, going into BKB, so Ace understands the next time to fight is going to be soon. But mid one has been so aggressive, pushing out these side lanes. The tier 1 towers on the opposite side of the map are always under siege. That's what he's trying to take out now, but here comes Liquid. So Aegis Immortal is gone, but the BKBs are up. Team Secret here to defend. There's your Decrepify up and running. Media Hammer spam from GH onto the towers and Fortification burnt by Team Secret. But they're taking the top tier 1 tower. Money is still injecting into the defense team. And they're getting more across the map. Like, you look at the experience graph, they're going the opposite direction.
Yes.
Gold goes up, experience goes down. But this is because Liquid are going for the objective base. They're going for this high ground. This needs to work for them.
You saw Matu, he just got Dagon. He's like, well, I don't want to go high ground anymore, guys. And this is the downside also of constantly 5-manning is when you constantly 5-man like this, you're in a position where you're just splitting one lane of XP at all times. Yep. That means somebody from Secret, and it's going to be Ace in a game like this, is getting solo XP from entire waves, from jungle camps, and your team is still splitting it between 4 heroes.
That fissure from YapzOr's nice. The Nether Ward's being committed down, so the tier 3 tower under attack. Remember, there's no fortification. So Ace has managed to take the tower. He's metamorphosed up, and he's about to reach the tier 3 tower on the top lane. Lich ulti is flying out now. Most of us can be soaked up by the illusions, bouncing down towards Miracle. But this tier 3 tower up on top lane is being assaulted. They're just holding the defense line. Kura can get the best ice pass in the world, but here they go. Mataman TP's out. Where's the cancels? The Song of the Siren is trying to actually hold them at bay as Mataman has come back to the defense duty, and they want to keep going for more. The Yule Scepter comes down, the BKB instantly up. So Fada will take a fall for this, but you've still got Echo Slam, you've still got range spam, and TP has taken the tier 3 tower. He's going for the melee racks. They're all coming back, but the TP cancelling. Now it's Miracle. He'll have to stand his ground and fight. TP still wants this top lane. It won't happen.
Do they have enough to kill him?
Is gone. There goes your Laguna Blade, but Miracle so low. The Dagon from Fada. It does the work. It's worth it. The Fissure controlling the Naga Siren, giving mid one more time to hit into him. Puppey is here as well. He bought back to be involved in this. They want mind control. So the top lane of Frags heavily damaged, but the casualties of war is Team Liquid cancelled their TPs, and now Team Secret will get yet another kill on this bottom lane. They hold their own tier 3 tower barely.
That is such a big win for Secret right there. Like, that's gonna extend the game even further. Now the gold lead is cut down to 3K. The TB and the Lina now are second and third when it comes to net worth. And that's what I'm talking about. That's why we wanted them to go for the Roshan instead, because it's the safer play. By forcing this do or die situation, this is exactly what Secret wants. Play these 4v5 situations, allow Ace to continue to climb.
After they take this tier 1 tower, actually, do they even do that? You just found yourself a double damage room for
I like
Lina.
this move a lot.
This Roshan is now really, really good for them.
This would be massive for Ace to get. This is the Aegis and Cheese, remember? And we talked about how the SF not very good against the TB.
Naga Illusions are coming. They're going to scout this one out. It's going to take time for Team Liquid to get there. They've still got the Shrine to TP out too, and that's exactly where they're going. SF coming quickly. Roshan down to 1K. There's your Media Hammer. Buying some time, and there's your Blink Dagger.
He jumps in, he's trying to get the Aegis!
He'll do the stand-up, he snatches the Aegis Immortal. He got Roshan, but didn't get the Aegis. Macro Pyre, nice path from Kuro. Is absolutely sublime, but not enough damage as Ace switches the life points with Kuro. Fada a little bit in trouble. He'll burn the cheese to Decrepify Dagon Blast. Can't get the everything off. Needs to drain out some life. Cannot do so. Mind control. Now he's hunting for the kills. Fada is down for over a minute. YapzOr waits in the tree line. Puppey still here, posturing forward. Ace thinks about finding Metamorphosis is available for him, so he can do so if they can just get the stun. Mid one's looking for a 4-man! 4-man Fissure! Miracle pops up the BKB, but the amount of damage, the physical from Ace is just too high. He has to run away and leave Mind Control for dead. 2 heroes dead for so long. 42 seconds on the Jakiro, 50 seconds over on the Enchantress. The top lane is defended by mid one. It was pushing in a fair chunk of the way. But Team Secret, these fights are looking so good for them. Even if they didn't get Roshan, they got everything else from it.
The team fight was so sick from there right there. The 4-man fissure that leads into that. Now they're starting to get some control of the map. They finally nabbed that tier 1 tower in mid. That's a crucial one for them to get. They might even continue to go off of that as
Metamorphs has got some time on it, so sure, why not?
He's got a BKB too. He's gone for a pure fighting build. No split push, no Manta. The farm from the Battle Fury is starting to pay off. Still curious to see what that Ring of Regen ends up being, but other than that, I mean, Ace now tops the net worth chart for the first time in the game. Very well done.
YapzOr, does he want to jump this mid? He's got Echo Slam available, and Miracle's got a full creep wave there. I think if Lina was a little bit closer, he probably would have done it, but they're walking underneath the Observer and Sentry of Team Liquid. So mid one, like you can grab that regeneration rune on the way out, but Team Liquid can't close the distance fast enough. So many illusions, or maybe they can. They're looking for the target. There's a Blink Dagger Song of the Siren, but GH just doesn't have the distance to do both.
And keep in mind, the Shadow Fiend does not want to play this game against a Terrorblade.
Yep. They want to end this now, right?
The reflection is going to be so obnoxious, and that's why the Roshan was so big, because Secret, by grabbing that, they make it even more awkward.
But how do you force this? Like, you're still going up against a BKB Aegis Terrorblade. You need a pick-off. And maybe they found one. Puppey caught a little bit further out. Life Breaker Ray tries to create some space. Oh,
he goes down!
Miracle just got...
That. That's what we were talking about with the Dagon. That's why I'm so okay with it, because Miracle, he doesn't want to be in a position where he BKBs there. But you get instantly bursted as a result, and now you're put into these do-or-die situations as Liquid that you no longer want to be in, and for the first time in what feels like forever, Secret, they have climbed that mountain.
What's that thing we do every single day? The quick death stuff? Like, that's
play fast.
Yeah, you want play fast, play dead. He was dead so quickly.
That is why you get the Dagon, especially on Pugna, because hey,
it's the level 2 Dagon. I just love he's going into a BKB directly after it.
He's playing safe, and I like that. Don't throw away your lead, because you definitely have a lead now. If you look at the map, if you just started
top
watching
lane,
this game,
Echo Slam, YapzOr, he combined with Fada, Decrepified up, got the instant blast, and then just Dagon Echo Slam. So Razor is down, they can force his buyback. This would be so crippling for a guy who's already behind. Yep, Eul Scepter up. It's a nice ice path from Kuro and the 4-star available, but Mind Control still on the run, but Ace hot on his tail. They want more damage, they don't have it for him. Instead, they're attacking the tier 3 tower. No Rax advantage will come from this. So they may consider a backup.
I think you go for it.
Or is it just to force the buyback on the Razor? Is this like you get that, you back out? Metamorphosis, nice burn from Ace. They want to push this. They still have the Aegis Immortal for a little bit longer.
This is a good tower for them to take. Miracle, gonna deny it up, understands the position that they're in as a jump. Or is it?
YapzOr, he doesn't do it. He holds it for now. The Ice Pass over on 3. You already had Terrorblade swap his life with Mind Control, so Sunder being used, and it looks like for now Razor is going to respawn shortly. So Team Secret, they will back up. Mid one's very low on life. The BKB has only just come out in the courier.
Yeah, and this time around the creeps come in clutch for Secret as they take a tier 2 tower at bottom. Deja Vu is... that was the lane that they lost the game to last game. This time around, the creeps do their work.
Fun breakdown to go against Miracle and Ace.
Look at the amount of neutrals.
Yeah. Kills and assists, obviously Miracle being a lot more involved, but this is the sacrifice that Team Secret knew they had to make. You buy as much space for Ace as possible. You let that Battle Fury do the work. Like the Aegis Immortal will now burn out. His next primary item is going to be the Skadi, and he's becoming very difficult to kill.
Oh, he finally ditched the King of Regen. I really wanted...
I feel like part of him has just been lost now.
Yeah, that
it's like the value mango, right?
Yeah. The thing about Dota is like when you buy items like that, you have like buyer's remorse, but you don't really want to part with it quite yet. As the butterfly now completed by the Shadow Fiend, he is a little bit stronger, but it just makes reflection even better. almost a full Scotty completed on Terrorblade. They're going to make the move up, though. Liquid, now they're 6k gold behind.
This swing. It's such a dip as well. They were 6k in front, now they're 6k behind. They haven't been in front of an experience for a very long time, though.
And even though it looked like Liquid was in the driver's seat, you're so hesitant to say that this game is over because Secret's game plan is easy. Like, you just hold the high ground, let Ace farm out the map. Eventually, he'll play that Tinker role where he'll shove in the waves. They did a very good job at bottom lane holding 4-on-5. He never even had to come back. And that's the kind of position that you want to put your Terrorblade in, where you create space for him. Now he's very dangerous. The Shadow Fiend does not want to play head-to-head against him.
Yep. Like, this has to be next Roshan. We've got 1 minute and 38 seconds before he may respawn. So Secret push out the bottom. Mass 4 staffs, I believe, are also coming out. Here's one for Lina. Yabso already has one of his own. He's actually going to go Shadow Blade. Nice way to initiate in.
But Liquid, I mean, they still have a very deadly combo, Toby.
Oh, yeah. You get that song on the side, like, we talked about how good Jakiro is going to be against Terrorblade. Like, it's hard for Liquid to push high ground. It's still hard for Secret to get the advantage in these fights. Unless Liquid push up into their high ground. Because that seemed to be the easiest thing, right? Like, someone from Liquid just edged a little bit too close to get the initiation off. And actually, what is their initiation? It's Song of the Siren, right? Or it's Ice Path?
I think you Song of the Siren into Ice Path, into Meteor, or Meteor Hammer into Ice Path. Then you try to blow somebody up. That's still a really good combination.
This seems a lot harder than just, hey, Bat Rider, jump in, get a lasso.
Oh, for sure. It's going to be really complicated. The timing has to be pretty much frame perfect for them to get anything done. So that's a 10-second BKB on the TP. Good news for Liquid is they still have pretty strong BKBs on their own end. Matama Man with a 9-second BKB.
I'm starting to watch this timer even closely on Roshan. We need like a big clock. Like, Pimp, can we just put a big clock on the side for a Roshan count?
That's the next move for Layerth.
Yeah, it is.
A giant Flava Flav style clocks.
You have like Roshan where his arms actually do the tick for you. Actually, is his arms bigger than that? He's like a little T-Rex, right? Like, I know he's got big enough.
No.
It's enough.
Oh,
that fissure, that's huge.
Oh, the
Echo Slam, but Tumum is down. No buyback. Big moment now. 70 seconds, they can do damage to the lane. Roshan will spawn in 2 minutes. But now Team Secret know they have an opportunity. It was the Shiva's buyout. This is what cost the money. And he's short by 500 gold.
AC's invis, they have no sentry for him.
Another perfect stun onto MC, but Song of the
This is your kill
Siren.
combo.
Wind it up, and dish it out. Miracle with everything. They explode the ES. Mind Control has to be 4-star forward away from the drain. Miracle's got himself a double kill. Ace can still stand up on the high ground, but he has to help out. Mind Control will fall. 3 heroes down. GH is in the back lines. Miracle, the big man's still alive. BKB's been burnt from all sides, so no immunity protection on this front. But what do you do now? Do you just let the mid-racks fall? Miracle's thinking about coming in around the back. Puppey is there, but they've taken the mid-racks. Rotation towards the top. No buybacks, no reinforcements for Team Liquid. They fortify to buy some time. A little too close. You'll set her up. GH goes for the instant, interrupting mid one, but Miracle, a huge kill. He'll have to buy back if they have any intention of holding this top lane. GH on the run. Can't really run that fast, however. Up to the hill, inside a fog of war. But Tummerman back is up. He'll go for Puppey. Puppey is dropping quickly. Mid one as well. BKB will protect him and allow him to run away. Terrorblade not so lucky, or maybe lucky. He actually comes in for the Sunder. Miracle so low, but Matummerman still holding the torch for the Team Liquid Olympians. Ace will finally go down. Kuro TP's out, needs to hit the Ice Path. He'll get it over on mid one. Miracle on no life, comes in for the raise kill. 130 HP, boldly going where an SF has gone before. Team Secret, they still claim 1.5 lanes of rack, so definite victory for them.
Huge damage done, a lot of buybacks expended from Liquid. That combo looked like it was going to do so much, but Pugna just pops the BKB after the Requiem of Souls. It's only Yapsor that goes down to their kill combo.
They're coming to kill again.
Yes, they are smoked up. They want to fight even with their Terrorblade down. If they can get the kill on the Shadow Fiend, that could just be the game right there. They've got Echo Slam available too. They're looking for it as mid one.
Yep, look at the Radiant scanning. They're looking for anyone that's near them. They don't see anyone defending, and they're going to find him. Miracle's coming out. The smoke's going to wear off in about 5 seconds time, but this may be enough.
This would be such a sick timing.
The creep wave. Miracle. Yapsor jumps in. Echo Slam is down.
Oh, he uses it on Yapsor.
The BKB's there.
teleport to do that?
Can we see that again in very slow motion, Mr. Replay production value?
It's a nice thought, but Yapzor didn't need that from you.
Let's see it again. It's quick, it's fast. So he starts it up. You can see him waiting for the Echo Slam. He wanted the creep wave there, but he drained into Yapzor, didn't drain out of Miracle. And the BKB protects him and allows him to fight off. That would have been so huge for Secret, potentially may cost him game 2. Now they look towards Roshan. Puppey at least denies the DD rune, so Roshan won't be quick. But then again, I don't think they realize they picked up mid 1 inside of this. So the wind-up is there with the Meteor Hammer. Mid 1, he'll get the stun off. BKB's being burnt. Pugner ensnared in the tree line. It's all gone from bad to worse to absolutely horrendous.
And now Fodder has to buy back, and all off of that one mistake. That was such a clutch move from Secret. That smoke down, they avoid the ward. They know that Miracle is going to be the one sent down to clear that wave. And just that one misclick suddenly turns you into a position where now it's Secret that we're forced to buy back heroes and Roshan being hit by Liquid.
This buyback has to be worth it. GH's illusions are scouting out. Roshan so low. Yapzor, do you do this? 4-staff and Blink Dagger available. Roshan, he's down. There's no jump in. Aegis Immortals in the hands of Miracle. They're looking for a target. They've found Ace. He'll stand his ground and fight. BKB's infallible. Mind control will go down mid 1 as well as Fada from the high ground. But they've lost their big one. They've lost their TB. They've lost the dieback on Fada. And now what else have you got? Lina rooted up a Yapzor. And he comes! A big dunk! They'll bring back the balance and power of Team Secret. Oh wait, you've got the immortal Miracle. He stands his ground. Ace is here to fight him. The reflection is up. Miracle, he's like paper. He'll end up dying. The Fisher flies forward. They're looking for the target, but GH was able to blink himself away to safety. SF is down for 2 minutes now. Team Secret, a window has been reopened for them.
What is going on right now? Ace also had a buyback for this, and Razor has the double ult if he needs it. He has a refresher orb. Or shard, I should say. Yep. Not too useful on the
mid one. You see he wants to go for the kill.
Yeah, they want to end the game right now, Secret, or else they'd be put in a position where now they're TB. If he gets caught once, the game is over for them.
Thanks to that observe for what they planted down previously, they know that mid 1 just went invis, so they'll play defensive. Back towards their tier 4 towers. Liquid will lose that top lane of Rax. The ensnare currently only out on the TB. 76 seconds until the SF is alive. It seems like an eternity for Team Liquid. Don't believe the pips at the top of the board. It's currently Team Liquid who are 1 game up, and they found an opportunity. It's GH, but the ice path from Kuro buys the time, buys the space for everyone to go Jigglypuff. They're just gonna sleep themselves out. GH controlling Yapzor on the back, but he blinks so quickly. He avoids the Meteor Hammer, able to get the Fissure stun. GH has gone AWOL a long, long way east. The defense is still on. 47 seconds, counting down to SF. Ace starts to retreat. Careful of mind control. These impetus, they do so much work. They're holding the line. The Macropyre is down, but the tier 4 towers are under siege and back in the mid lane. They found GH. He'll buy back instantly. 30 seconds until the SF. Remember, he won't come back up with full souls and mind control. Oh, he got stunned up by the Lina. Where's the follow-up? It really isn't there yet. They still just want the tower. They want the Megas. Team Secret, they're committing in half of this. Ace, the Fissure is perfect. The Echo Slam follow-up. And do nothing. Yapzor just did something fantastic. He's opened up the fight as now Razor is down for 100 seconds. SF is up in 10 seconds time, but this may be too late. Without the tankiness, without the front lining, Razor, Team Secret, they are backing up for the moment. They will not force the issue. They have got Megas up, and they will wait for a better opportunity.
And I can't believe Liquid, the game isn't just over yet. GH ran them in circles for as long as he possibly could, trying to make time for Miracle's
Puppey
return, but Puppey...
Invis, the ensnare flies forward. Miracle needs this. He wants to have the souls. The Lich Holding will do very little, but here comes Team Secret back into the front lines. Ace gets the Metamorphosis up, and Miracle, double kill for him. Looks for Yapzor, a triple kill in for the SF, but he's got no buyback. It'll still work, however. Ensnare, they're just trying to control up the Terrorblade. Keep him in one position and let Mind Control do the work. The life is too good. Sunder back again for Ace, so he can stand his ground and fight. Fada tried to protect it, but now he'll break free of the Decrepify of his own teammate. They're draining out the correct target. The Enchantress going down a little bit lower. The Ensnare will cancel that one off, but Ace is just way too big. The 4-star up, but Liquid call it. GG indeed. We're going to a third game. That game was so back and forth.
but Team Secret come out on top and level the series 1-1.
Ooh. You see Fodder with that relief. That bottom play does not cost them dearly. That was the kind of game that we expected in game number 1. That sort of back and forth. Secret, they hold for so long. They did a very good job of understanding the type of game that they needed to play to win. They knew that the matchup was still in favor. And you see Miracle Papa smile. He doesn't even look too upset.
It's like, yeah, well, that happened.
Yeah,
that's still gonna be a fun game going back and forth for all the players. But man, I give my money to YapzOr on that game. Like the ES first pickup, you can understand why they do it. They had a support hero that rotated around the early arcane boots. Actually did something
Toby,
great.
I told you to trust me.
I trusted you, Blitz.
This TB will beat the Shadow Fiend. It was looking bad for a little, but I was confident. We did it.
We did it. You know what? If you actually said the TB would buy a Battle Fury and then win the game that way as well, I would be down on my knees praying to you right now. But I don't know if the panel would have predicted that. We could jump back to them right now and find out. Paul, what happened?
Good question. Not one that I can answer because, well, that game was all over the place, wasn't it, frankly, for the neutrals in us? Lovely, brilliant fun to watch. But for our panel, I wonder what their thoughts are.
Are you really going to trust us, Paul? At this point, are you really going to trust us to tell you?
I trust you implicitly, but the problem is that as I said at the start of this series, I feel bad for you guys. This is a tough series to call in every way. The drafts are hard to work out. There's double mental bluffs going backwards and forwards. Saw that game one, and then game 2. What on earth is this game fogged?
You said a word in that sentence there that I think might sum it up for me, is the Earth. YapzOr played on fire on this Earthshaker, getting multi-hero fissures. I think the biggest part for me for Secret in that game was that bottom hold. When they had a split pushing top, he was able to actually make the Battle Fury build work. He got a lot of farm out of it. His team was fighting without him, and they just kept canceling TPs while he's just going for that Rax, and they forced so much reaction at Liquid. That's when Liquid had the 6K lead, and they completely bounced it back.
I think Secret played really well up until that point where they were just kind of conceding control. They were just trying to draw the game out as much as possible, and they were just waiting for that potential mistake. Liquid tried for that high ground. That was the critical mistake. They had Ace already in a really good position to pressure that top lane and just dismantled Liquid while they tried desperately to be able to get back. They even popped Song and still couldn't make it out. So that was actually, I think, the game-winning moment for Secret, because once you're able to hold past that, then at a certain point in time, your Terrorblade takes over the game. The Reflection beats out SF. So
yeah, fantastic game to watch, Alan, but you know, even moments like this where you think it's going one way, then it goes the other way, then it goes back the other way again. That was brilliant to watch all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, Terrorblade has sort of been a cleanup hero in this tournament. It's if you can prolong the game for long enough, this Terrorblade hero is going to kill the enemy buildings. And you know, drafts are very, very hard to evaluate and predict when you have the potential for such high-level play on both sides. The Secret heroes may not have been, especially the supports, may not have been the flexible supports that we like to see, but they execute what they do very well. And I mean, how many 4-man fishers into 3-man LSAs did we see in fights in that game at exactly the point that you thought Liquid was going to be pushing? I'm waiting for the full game stats to come up, but I didn't see Liquid use Sleep offensively in that game, and that was to me a really big surprise. Sleep uses so much loses so much value when it's only being used defensively.
yeah, they used it on like one of those base pushes where they defended, but other than that, I can't really think of too many times where I felt like on the Secret side of the map, they were using that song to be able to set up, because they had so much, right? They had Jakiro, Ice Path, Macro Pyre, they had the SF combination there as well, and you can get your Razor in just a comfortable position on top of that.
No, that's what I mean.
But part of that is like, right, it was like Secret just weren't giving them that opportunity most of the time. They were so good at just being able to just kind of play away from these situations and slowly defend these little pushes, just like little spam here and there, but they never got close enough to get caught.
I love the itemization too from Secret this game. I thought the Dagon on the Pugna was really ideal. Even like, this is like a little unorthodox here, but share the Battle Fury Terrorblade, but the Aether Lens on YapzOr. So he can actually distance himself in the fights to get those long-range fissures, to get those 4-man stuns. And that was really interesting to see, at least.
I think you probably are outside of song range with the Aether Lens, so you can hit those fissure to cancel certain TPs or situations like that, or maybe catch like SF trying to channel the ultimate or something. It's a pretty cool idea, especially since the nerf to Song of Siren range. We're seeing a lot of these heroes trying to abuse that.
Yeah, Song of the Siren was used only 6 times in the game, and it was used only twice before the 30-minute mark. It felt like there were a couple opportunities in that game that Liquid, if they could have used Song to get like 1 or 2 pickups outside the base, could have maybe made some progress in threatening the dire structures, but it never happened. And yeah, I think the Dagon was so key. That makes up for a lack of, that can make up for a lot on your team, having those kill combos with the burst damage to threaten enemy heroes.
And the way that they split pushed, right? The way that they were just forcing the lanes down. You saw mid one was just like going inside the jungle. He would just nuke a wave and just like run away from the wave instantly. Same thing with Pugna, nuke a wave, kind of run away. They just kept forcing the lanes out to stall to let Ace become that monster on the Terrorblade.
I didn't feel like he was really trying to like hunt for heroes too much, right? Like as you were saying, he was just like kind of focusing on just being able to split push with that Shadow Blade. It was really nice.
All right, well, we're going to head to a game 3. Not that we thought we were going to get one after 20 minutes of that second game, but we do finally get a best of 3 that goes all the way today. There's only 2 series, high quality Dota we expected, but that second game was much more like we expected the first one to go. What are we going to get for game 3? We'll find out shortly.
I've been K Gold, and they've got a bounty hunter, so any track kill is going to be worth so much.
I mean, I'm watching this fight up top, but it's not really a fight. It's just a slaughter. EG, they don't need to do it. They're just A-clicking down lanes, and the heroes of Nubia dying. It's actually looking to be on track to be a quicker game than game 1. I can't believe what we're seeing this morning, or this afternoon, or wherever you are in the world.
Oh, and you sound about as long.
I can't imagine much is going on. It's GG, ladies and gentlemen. It's GG. 17.5 minutes. What on earth's going on?
I do. I want to get in there.
Wow, I'm not too good.
Are you dead?
Yeah, I'm dead.